Welcome to the part 2 of the Unv Video Presentation. In this video, we will be discussing how to use retention schedule. Please watch. How to use retention schedule. Welcome to the second video on the Unv Records Management Policy Framework. In this video, we shall explain the retention schedule by covering what a retention schedule is meant for, what information it contains, why it should be used, how it should be used, that is, covering both its application for physical and electronic records, and finally, how it should be maintained. A retention schedule is probably the most important tool of any records management program. It is a document, or rather an overview, which provides information of which record series, or simply records, have been identified within the organization, together with, for each record series, the criteria of how long the records must be retained and what to do with them post-retention. How is the retention schedule structured? The retention schedule, as mentioned, is an overview which has the following structure. The record series is a unique identifiable record series, which is evidence of a particular business function of the organization. As such, record series are set to follow functions. Within the functions, there may be sub-functions producing, for example, on regular daily or weekly, monthly, annually, evidence of that sub-functions, hence a unique record series. In the columns, information sensitivity and classification information is provided for that record series as to whether it is highly confidential, internal, or public. This piece of information is relevant for knowing how to handle the records. For example, destroy, file, store, circulate, distribute, and so on. In the columns retention, expressed in number of years is stated how long the record in question must be kept within the office or be available within the respective system to authorized users. In the column disposition, for the record in question is stated what to do with the record once the retention term expires. The retention schedule should be used as the single and only authoritative source for instruction on how to handle records. That is, how long to retain after creation of records, when to destroy after retention expires, or whether to permanently store. Following the retention schedule, for example, monthly for physical records ensures that archiving rooms are kept current, cleaned up, and consistent. Applying the retention schedule within an electronic records management system ensures that records cleaning up and archiving happens automatically, that is, in the background. All of this ensures that the records management policy is followed and the organization or business unit in question owning specific records comply with the policy. How should the retention schedule be read? The UNV retention schedule lists the following values. Temporary value equals number of years after records creation, e.g. 7 years. Permanent value equals permanent. Superseded refers to a supersedable record which stays there forever until superseded by a new version. Unsuperseded, the retention has expired and the disposition is the next action. Value equals superseded. Disposition, archive, means to keep forever. Value equals archive. Destroy, means to destroy as per information sensitivity guidelines. Value equals destroy. Often seen combinations between retention and disposition include temporary retention and destroy, permanent and destroy, superseded and destroy. There can also be superseded plus number of years and destroy. That is, for when after superseding there is a need to keep the superseded record for an additional number of years. An example of this is when employment service condition document, a record in this case, gets superseded with new employment service conditions. Then you still want to retain the old version for some years since the previous contracts are based on these conditions and claims can be made accordingly. Physical records. Applying the retention schedule for physical records starts with making an inventory or stock taking of existing records and identifying which must be retained, archived, or destroyed. A clear standard operating procedure is available at the administration unit for how to destroy physical evidence. Electronic records. For applying the retention schedule for electronic records, here also an inventory or stock taking exercise is required of existing records, that is, in what systems they are stored. Subsequently, the retention and disposition rules are programmed or configured in automated retention workflows, which are able to regularly, as a scheduled job, scan records metadata, which contains information on records' last modified dates, and from there apply relevant retention and disposition actions. For new records, the user must be aware of the application of these retention and disposition rules on creating, uploading, and storing records, and that the cleaning up of old records shall be an automatic background process. Maintaining the retention schedule itself. The retention and disposition rules in the 2014 UNV records schedule are not static. Every year, the records management policy shall be reviewed, including the retention schedule. As such, owners of records will be consulted to review the current retention schedule and to provide inputs for revision. We thank you for watching this video on records management. For any questions you may have, please feel free to contact the administration unit.